Hello, so here we are, a quick tutorial video for MMA Team Manager. So this is the startup screen. So I'm going to start a new game. I'm going to leave the default settings, name player 1, date of birth, nationality, choose your manager type. The X-Fighter manager type is a training specialist. You get bonuses on the training screens, and the collar and tie manager type is a negotiation specialist. You get all kinds of bonuses when you're negotiating contracts with staff and fighters. So this screen is for if you have edited the game in the editor and you want to load one of your editor slots. So I'm going to go with the default MMA Team Manager database. So select the club. We've got leagues 1 through to 7. I'm going to select a club from League 1. Main club styles: Thai boxing, grappling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So we'll look at the fighters. So it's a national, international. Okay, so I'm going to stick with Amsterdam. Select club. So we're going to have a quick run through the different menus and the different options. This is the home screen. It's got the next fixture, financial report, fighter of the year standings. It's empty because there hasn't been any fixtures for it yet. The league table, fighter status. You can see how many injured fighters, how many banned fighters, and how many of each weight you've got available: lightweights, middleweights, heavyweights. Up and coming features right through the season, and your club's reputation, which at the moment is at 60%. Onto the messages screen. This is like your email messages you received. So you got a welcome message from the director of the club telling you his expectations for the season. Another email from the director telling you that you must select a sponsorship deal, and one from an instructor saying you must complete the training rota. Manager profile shows your seasons, results, trophy cabinet, career clubs. There's no job hours at the moment. We've only just started the game. History is complete at the end of each season. No transfers yet. Notes that you can make to make reminders of things. So we've got the styles. So each fighter fights with a striking style and a grappling style, and there's 4 options of each. So your striking styles are boxing, karate, taekwondo, and Thai boxing. There's just a few of the moves for each style: taekwondo, Thai boxing. Then your grappling styles. So for these menus to operate, you have to have selected a fighter. So I'm going to select a fighter from my club. Select my fighter. So Thijs Segers from the Netherlands, obviously I'm at Amsterdam. These are the grades for the different styles they can fight in. This is his current striking style and grappling style. His attributes, the caliber of the fighter there, national, is just a quick way of seeing his overall quality. So he's a national caliber. It goes up to international and world class. And so he's a decent club fighter. And here we can see the chance of successful techniques, or the chance of hitting an opponent. Then we switch over to the potency of the techniques. Okay. Delegation, we can delegate tasks. So here we have all the instructors at the club, and we select an instructor. So this instructor selects the tactics for the player. This instructor selects his training. So we don't have to do this manually anymore. The tactics, here's the tactics screen, will be set for us by that instructor. We'll just turn that off for the moment. So the manager and the manager. Here we have the tactics. So you've got a set of tactics for round 1, 2 and round 3. Standing at long range, standing medium range, standing short range. Whether you want to kick or punch, the percentage chance of doing either. Whether you want to close the distance, hold the distance or open the distance. Shoot for takedown. And then if you shoot, do you want to complete the double leg or do you want to pull guard and contact? If you want to fight in guard, like a BJJ style. And more tactics options for different positions on the ground. Training. So there's 2 types of training. There's the team training and there's the individual regimes. The individual regimes, you just tick the option which you'd like the extra training to be carried out. And for any setup, you can see the effects on attributes from the selections you've made. So if I do a lot of fitness training, you can see I'm not getting any quality training for all the attributes other than fitness, which is quite high. So that's the way that works. And the contract of the fighter, here we can extend his contract or terminate a contract. Development, these fill as the season progresses, as his attributes increase or decrease with training. It's shown here, and it shows his potential. The potential is how quickly the fighter will improve over time. So younger fighters tend to have higher potential, and your older seasoned fighters run out of potential as they reach the late 20s, and that's when the attributes start to drop. The club works the same way as a fighter. You have to have a club selected for the options to enable. So we'll select my club. We've got information about the director, the movements and reputation of the club as events unfold, and the expectations from the director. These are the instructors at the club. We can terminate the contracts or negotiate a contract extension if we want them to stay on. They all have a star rating for the different facets of each style which they instruct. Later we can delegate tasks. Again, we'll look at that more into that later in the next video. Here it shows all the fighters on your roster. Self-explanatory really. Or we can look in more detail at the attributes. Through the weights, and we need to select a marquee fighter. The marquee fighter has the salary deducted from salary cap assessments. So you want your fighter on the highest salary to be the marquee fighter, which is Igor Thatchuk. Salary is 76,000. He's the highest salary, so you've got the right fighter as the marquee fighter there. Juniors going through the ranks. Shown here, they tend to be lower stats but higher potential. They're going to get better through their career as they get older and more seasoned. Carry out recruitment drives once a month. So there, I've got four potential fighters come through the recruitment drive. So if I want to sign, I just click and junior contract, and you go to the negotiation screen and offer a deal. Training, drag and drop screen. This is the training rota. So if I want to do a boxing session on Monday morning, I just drag the boxing icon there. And here we have an overview again, which shows us the effect of that training on the fighter attributes. So if I do a heavy week, of boxing, we can see the effects. I'm getting a lot of training on the boxing type attributes: the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercut, aggression, power, speed, striking, defense, and boxing as a style. So you can see the effects that your choices are going to have on the attributes. And the session appointments, to be able to allocate fitness sessions, striking, defense, takedown defense, and submission sessions, I need to appoint the instructor who wants to take them sessions. So I could have the karate instructor take the fitness sessions, takedown defense. I'll have the Olympic wrestling instructor take down defense. And now when I go back to training sessions, I can allocate these sessions. But all this can be delegated. We'll look at that in the next video. If you don't want to spend the time filling in the rotas, you can delegate the task to the head instructor. Here we see the contracts of the players, the fighters, juniors, instructors, physios. They can all enter negotiations to extend the contract. You can terminate the contract. You can put fighters on the transfer list. The season's fixtures. Finances of the club through the years, through the months. Any financial event is listed, the amount and the details. Injuries, no injuries at the moment. This is the physio rota. Fight preparation. If I know which fighters are going to be fighting and they're not injured, I can add them to the fight preparation rota, like so. And as they carry out the session, they will gain extra fight energy and extra fight stamina. This is the same rota as the injuries rota because it's the physios. It's how you allocate the time of the physios. So if you've very little injuries, you can spend more time with fight preparation, and all the allocation of the physio's time can be delegated, which we'll look at in the next video. And facilities, we can upgrade the gym. It'll be completed in 30 days time, and we'll go up to 6 stars. But it's going to cost me more monthly upkeep and an initial outlay. So organisations, again, you need to have an organisation selected. Select my organisation. Got all the fixtures through the season. So there's my first fixture against New York on 8th of February in about a month's time. Salary caps, you can see there's us at the top. So the legal salary cap is £750,000, increasing by 5% each season. Our total salary, as you can see, is about 660,000, so we're well below the salary cap. So we've got room to sign new fighters. The standing is just the league table. There's not been any fights yet, so there isn't any data in there. Club champions, Rio de Janeiro won last year. Here at list the top fighters. Obviously no one's fought yet. promotion and relegation will be listed here at the end of the season. And the judges. So these are the judges which will judge the fights in this specific league, and each one has a slight bias towards what they look for in the fight. So Long Way Jew has a high takedown bias, so he'll give you high. He'll judge takedowns more highly than other facets of the fight, such as striking and grappling. And each one has a different bias. This guy will judge grappling above takedowns, and so on. So it depends what judge you get as to how he will judge the fight. Recruitment, we can search instructors. So we can approach to contract different instructors from other clubs. So these are all the boxing instructors through the different styles. We'll search all of them. Search fighters. This is all the lightweight fighters at semi-pro caliber. So if you want to look for higher quality fighters, these are the international caliber, and we can shortlist any of these fighters to approach to buy them. Same with the juniors through the weights. So these are all the boxing lightweight fighters who we can approach to contract. Same with the physios. And the shortlist I'll just show. So Ashton Stretch, we shortlist the fighter. Go to shortlist, search all, and there he is, and now we can approach to contract him with the negotiation. So in the next video we're going to walk through how to actually buy a fighter. So that's just a quick walkthrough tutorial of the different features that are available in the game. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.